Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tea Talks. I think I got a little spinny thing. There we go. I got a little spinny thing. It's Coffee Talks this morning. I went to Black Coffee, BCDC as we call it, and today was the first time I walked into my neighborhood coffee shop and my coffee was made. So that means I go there too often, I think. It was pretty funny. They were like, here's your coffee. I'm like, thank you. Here's your money. So, yes, good morning from Maine. I will be in Maine in 3 weeks. I can't wait. Good morning, Jean Andres. You're beautiful. I love you. Hey, friends. We're talking about joy today. And my morning joy was getting my morning coffee for Tea Talks from my neighborhood coffee shop. So, mm, go ahead, let me know you're here by telling me what you are drinking on this fine morning. And tell me where you are. I know it's blasphemy. It's an oat milk latte. I will have tea all day, but I am filming this week, and that's why I wanted to talk about joy. It's usually every 18 months, but I've been in this weird COVID confusion. But about every 18 months, I re record all of my how to write a book trainings and I update them. Marie Forleo has a cool way she does hers, which I guess I started doing, and it's not really what I'm doing. But she has her B school, and then she records every year 1/3 of it. So you'll get 1/3 new, 1/3 is a year old, 1/3 is 2 years old. And it's always like that. It's kind of brilliant, right? What I do is I record my training. I do live Q&As with my clients. So they work one-on-one over email with us, small group calls that are usually about 20 people. And we do those twice a week. And then the recorded training. So I'm not saying over and over again all the same steps. And what's always happened sort of organically is that the program has shifted or changed enough that every year to 2 years, 18 months, 16 months, something like that, I end up re recording the training. But with COVID, we were just about to do a new recording. I think it was scheduled for June or July. We were going to do it over the summer, going to have a big production set up. We had a studio at the academy. We were planning it. The whole team was going to do parts of the trainings. It was all very elaborate. And then COVID hit, and we're like, well, we're obviously not going to do that recording. So I've been using these old videos that reference my live events, these old videos that reference stuff we don't do anymore. And we've been editing the videos. Finally, it seems like things are stable enough that it was time to re record. So, all week this week, I'm recording everything. And we have, at least temporarily, until the new training is up, paused on adding any new clients to write a book. We are pretty sold out right now. And with our we were oversold by 15 last month. So we're pretty buried under with clients. It's a great time to write a book. I think with the summer, what did Biden announce yesterday? 70% of Americans will have at least one vaccine by July 4th. It seems like people are really starting to get some clarity and they're ready to write their next book, start their new business. And so we're launching everything new in this post COVID world. So it feels pretty good. And as I was working on it, because it's, as you can imagine, it's a lot of work. And as I was working on it, I was thinking about my clients and the questions they ask me when they're doing projects like this. We teach people how to record a companion program to their book, and this, my training program on how to write a book, which we're now calling the Author Incubator. I know, revolutionary title, right? But it was called the Author's Way. We're just calling it the Author Incubator now. We teach people how to do companion courses just like this one. It's a companion course to my books, like Make 'em Beg to Publish Your Book, and then we do that with you. And what I realized is they want the tactics. Like, Angela, what camera should I use? And Angela, what do you write the scripts ahead of time? And what should I wear? I'm about to record, so you can see I'm in a bright color. Should I wear bright colors? And do you get someone to do your hair and makeup? And what kind of camera do you use? And there's all these details, and we teach them. I teach every single one of them in my companion course training. When you finish writing your book, we teach you how to create a companion course and get clients from it right away. So I do teach all of those tactics, and I have lots and lots and lots of very successful clients. And then I have clients who ask me for more tactics. They're like, what's the next? Can you help me with my messaging? And then we help them with their messaging. And then they're like, can you help me with my tech stack? And then we help them with their tech stack. And then they're like, can you help me with my Facebook ads? Then we help them with their Facebook ads. And it's like they're an endless pit of needing tactics. So I'm recording these videos and I have all these questions. I don't have no questions. We've obviously changed our location. We've changed our background. There's a lot of things that are different for me, and I don't have all those answers. But I always have a really good answer for myself when I don't know how to do something. It's not that I'm better at the tactics. It's that the thinking behind it is, I know this sounds so oversimplistic, but the thinking is, this is fun. This is what I do. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. It's not, I have to get this right. Like, if I do it wrong or something screwed up, it's just, I wish you could think about kids playing soccer if it's a game. It's not that the kids playing soccer don't want to win. Like, yeah, you want to win, but there is something just enjoyable about the game. And because it's enjoyable, what happens, I think, is that your brain relaxes. You're not in that amygdala, I have to get the technology right, I have to get the messaging right. What if I don't get clients? What if nobody buys this? What if the recording breaks? How am I going to edit the recording? All of those questions, to me, come from this, like, stressed place. And it's not the same place the answers come from. The creativity in, let's say, soccer comes because you've done the work. I'm not saying you don't practice the drills. You practice the drills. It's not about not doing the work. It's that when you're actually playing the game, you're open for inspiration to strike. And if you don't know how to do something, you're going to figure it out. Like, picture two guys building a deck in the backyard. And these are two guys that don't know how to build a deck. They work in corporate America, they play golf, and they just got the idea, we should build a deck. And they start building the deck, and they're watching YouTube videos, and they don't really know how to do it. And, there's going to be people they love on the deck. So they don't want the deck not to, support the weight of their friends and family. But they figure it out because it's fun, not because they were great in geometry class, although maybe there's a geometry problem, not because they know all the right YouTube channels to subscribe to, but because they Googled and they found one. Like, no, that's fine. And so Sean says the lumber is stacked in the yard right now for this project. The way that project gets done is that it feels fun. That doesn't mean there's never a moment of heaviness or stress or I'm going to kill you. You know, my imaginary suburban couple building their deck in the backyard, it doesn't mean they don't yell at each other. And that's true for me making these videos. Oh my god. Yesterday I was recording and one of the videos didn't show up in my recorded videos and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I have to do that one again." And then it turned out I had saved it on my computer instead of on the cloud and I found it, but then the transcript wasn't there. It's not like nothing bad ever happens. It's just that you're not doing it from this place of what Martha Beck calls shackles on, this like closed place. If you do it from an open place, the tactics you need become obvious. You might get the messaging wrong and then you'll switch it. You might film with the wrong light and people will figure it out and you'll re record later. The mistakes matter so much less than you guys think, and the action matters so much more. And the action has to come from this place of joy. You know, I posted a picture. I posted a picture of me kissing a dolphin, and that was at some dolphin discovery. I'm sure they're terrible for the world. Sorry about that, you guys. I didn't go to the Dolphin Quest one. I know that's the really bad one. This was Dolphin Discoveries. They say they're not evil. If they're evil, tell me. I'll stop. It was just so fun. It was somewhere in Mexico. And like, I didn't know how to kiss a dolphin. Like, they just told me you're going to stand there and the dolphin will come up and kiss your face. I didn't know it, but it obviously sounded fun, so I figured it out. Look for those moments in your business, not in your business, in your life to apply to your business. Look for those moments where you didn't know how to do something, like kiss a dolphin in front of strangers, and you were willing to just figure it out, to stand there, and I guess something bad could happen, but I'll figure it out. Marie Forleo, I was talking about her earlier. She has that book, It's Figure Outable, which I think is a great message and a great title. I read a little of the book. I thought the book was average, but I think the title and the concept is really great. But when you look at Marie Forleo, you know, she's so beautiful. She has that amazing hair. It looks like, girl, it's figure outable because you're beautiful. Like, it's figure outable because it's easy for you. I feel this way about Tim Ferriss a lot. He's obviously got an IQ of like 180. So, yeah, you figured out how to work 4 hours a week. Like, I don't think that's reasonable for a human. But at the end of the day, to reach your potential, not Marie Forleo's potential, not Tim Ferriss's potential, to reach your potential, you will need some tactics. You are going to need to write copy. Marie Forleo writes copy. Well, she has somebody who writes copy now. You are going to need to have a website. You are going to need to build an online course. I think if you want to move quickly, having a book is a really good thing to do. There are all these things that you need to do, and you will need advice and a coach. I have a coach. You know, it's not that you will feel happy every day, but if you are connected at your core, that this work you're doing is coming from a place of love, purpose, connection to source, then finding the places in life where it's easy for you to be in a state of joy, like kissing a dolphin, and borrowing that feeling for your business will take you farther so much faster than just learning another tactic. Like, I'm sure how to do a 5-day Instagram challenge is great, but I promise you, you can be just as successful with or without that challenge, with or without that tactic. You do need some number of tactics, but it's a lot less than you think. I'm going to tell you one more story. I have a client I love, super smart. She's right on the edge of a huge breakthrough, wrote a book, did a companion class, and then she quit and told me she was going to get another degree. And I was like, oh, you don't need another degree? Okay, sure, go get another degree. there's nothing wrong with other degrees. In fact, we have an awesome certification program with Marianne Williamson on Miracle Minded Coaching, which is really powerful if you've ever wanted to apply Course in Miracles techniques to working with clients. It's a great program. I don't think continuing to learn is bad at all. I think continuing to learn is great, but thinking that learning is what's going to help you get clients or make a bigger difference, that there's one more tactic around the corner, that's the problem. We have one of our Miracle Minded coaching students, which is a coaching certification training, the other day posted, do you think I should get a coaching certification training? Okay, A, you're in a coaching certification training. And B, no, go get some fucking clients. Oh my God. So if your brain is telling you, like, there's more I need to learn, if your brain is telling you one more tactic, if I get my website right, maybe I should hire someone to do messaging, maybe I should hire someone to do this, it's all going to come back to the same thing, which is find your motivation. Find what's making you move forward. The tactics are important. I'm not saying you don't need them, but it's like 80-20 rule. 80% is like, this is on. This is happening. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. My life is not a dress rehearsal. I'll tell you one other thing, and then I'll let you guys get back to your day. I'm going to get back to drinking my now getting cold coffee. Where was I talking about this? I was talking about this yesterday. Oh, Melanie Upright invited me to speak to some teachers, which was super fun. I've been working on books since I was in college. So my senior year of college, I got a job working on this book. Happens to be on my desk. This was my first book ever, Night Mover. It's an espionage book, and all my first books were in the espionage space. Very exciting. And I went for 17 to 19 years, hard to count, but at least 17 years from job to job working on books. I was always recommended for the next job. Never had a website, never had an email list, had no idea I was a business owner. I thought I was a girl. I didn't understand I was a business owner. I was a girl who had never gotten a job. I was a freelancer. I was usually broke. I took the money I made and traveled around the world to see a band I really liked. And I always said I didn't feel complete unless I had a plane ticket in my pocket to the next concert. And I never really had a real job. I was working on all of these books. And it wasn't making no money. I was not like living in a van by the river or something. Like, it was fine. I made like 6 figures as a ghostwriter and an editor. But the thing that changed for me, in part, was having a kid. That was a piece of it. But a lot of it was my 40th birthday. I was coming up on my 40th birthday, and I still, in my head, had never had a job. Now, you could look at it this way. I had 17 years of experience in publishing. I had worked with 56 authors. I had ghostwritten 29 books. I worked for Random House, Penguin, Simon & Schuster, the top agents. I had done all these things in publishing, and then a lot of magazine publishers as well. I had done all these things in publishing. I'd written tons. But to me, I felt unemployed. I had never had a job. I didn't know I had a business. So I wasn't like a proud baller business babe. I was just an unemployed girl who picked up freelance work writing books, which I felt like anyone could do. And it was from a place of joy. In fact, I had none of the tactics. Oh my God, my only tactic was charge $10 an hour. Eventually, I got my price. In 17 years, I went from $10 an hour to $50 an hour. Ooh. So I had no tactics, and I still made 6 figures. And why did I make 6 figures with no tactics? Because I was like, writing books is fun. It's easy. What a fun way to make cash while I wait to figure out when I'm going to find a job. That was my idea. Then I was about to be 40 and I was like, oh, fuck. I have to like get a job. I'm going to be 40 and still unemployed. And so that's when I started the author incubator. I, anyway, I was like 37 and a half when I tried to start it, but I sort of had a false start. It kind of failed for a little while. I officially started it a month before my 40th birthday. I was 39 and 11 months. Just barely made it. February 7th, 2013 was when I started the author incubator. And, since that time have made $50 million since I turned 40. That's pretty cool. Um, so, yeah, I guess what I want to say to you is you can be very successful with no tactics. But when the rubber starts to hit the road, which was for me my 40th birthday, I was like, I don't want to turn 40 without figuring this shit out. Then you can put those tactics. That's when I got a coach, wrote a book, actually wrote a book in my name. I'd written 29 in other people's names. That's when I actually built a business, got employees, developed a signature program, picked one niche that I was going to market in. So when you're ready, the tactics will click into place. My first year I think I did 90,000. My second year I did 260. My third year I did 1 million, 3 million, 6 million, 9 million. Then we did 15 million. So the tactics worked, but only after I was in the right place. Only after I was in the right place. But before that, I was still making six figures and doing everything wrong. You probably think it's awesome that I ghost wrote 29 books. I felt like an unemployed loser. You probably think it's awesome that I worked for almost every publishing house in New York writing book blurbs and flap copy. I think I should have gotten a real job. I was just doing that to try and get an in to get a job, but then the jobs were $40,000 a year and I was already making 100,000. I couldn't afford to take a job. I was very confused. Plus I had another crowded house show to go see. So, why does a writer write in someone else's name? Well, Mary Ann, I have two things to say. A, that's totally off topic. Why are you distracting me? And B, I don't fucking know, but it's a dumb strategy. So, anyway, in other words, yes, writing flap copy. That's what I used to do. I got recommended, never applied for it. I used to write this stuff. Somebody has to write it. It was me. And I used to write blurbs for celebrities. Let's see if there's any here. A lot of times in the beginning of a book, you'll see those quotes from famous people. I used to be the one who wrote those, and we would get them approved by the famous people. They were other people published by the same publisher. So, anyway, this is my crazy story. Tactics are important. They for sure can get you where you're going faster. But if they're not coming from the place of joy, they won't work. And with no tactics, if you come from that place of joy, it will work. It might not be as efficient, but I had a 6-figure publishing company for 17 years and had no idea. I just thought I was an unemployed crowded house fan. So even if you have no tactics, you can make 6 figures if your head's in the right place. When you combine joy and tactics, that's where you become a millionaire. And it's not about the money. It's about the sheer number of people that you can impact. So that's my 2 cents for you all. I wanted to talk about joy today because, frankly, in the author incubator, which right now we are sold out, not taking any more clients right now, so I'm not even going to give you my how to apply. But I've been thinking about it a lot as I'm making our new videos, making all the new training. I'm going through each of these tactics, but with each of them as I'm teaching it this time, my focus is really on the fact that if you don't have that internal capacity and lightness and exploration. If you're not like the two suburban dudes building a deck in their backyard so they can say they built a deck and have their friends over for barbecues and be like, hey guys, we built this. If it's not coming from that place, none of these tactics matter anyway. Just get a fucking job. I don't know what to tell you. And that's really, as I'm changing the criteria for who we're accepting in our program, that's really what I'm looking for, are people who, like, this is a fun mystery adventure and they want a Sherpa for the ride of the mystery. They don't want a medic to come save them. And I realized so much of my messaging before was like, I can give you these tactics. I can, I don't know, defibrillate your heart. Like, sure, I can. I can give you the tactics. But they won't work if you're not like Dora the Explorer on an adventure. And if it's a fun adventure, then that's where, like, I know the tactics will explode your growth. And I've watched it with so many of my clients 10x their growth overnight. Laura says, if you're passionate about it, you'll figure it out. Yeah, that, like, if you're passionate about it and you want my help figuring it out faster, let's go. If you want me to solve all your problems with my tactics, I mean, sure, have a tactic. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, that's what I've been thinking about. I'd love your thoughts. Cher says this resonates with me. Tell me, what did you like? What'd you love? What'd you learn? I always love hearing your comments. I'm changing a bunch of shit up, y'all. I'm about 1/3 of the way through re-recording my trainings, changing my pricing. I think we're going to increase the price. We're going to almost double the price. Changing my whole philosophy of who we accept as clients. We're making some really significant changes because I do think the world just went through an upgrade and we're coming back online. So Teresa's going to be Dora the Explorer with me. Let's go, Teresa. You're super fun to have in class. So, yes. Anyway, that's where my head is these days. More joy, more love, more magic. And the tactics are a little extra sprinkle. We'll talk to you all soon. Have an amazing day. I'm going to go record about 1,000 videos between now and midnight. Talk to y'all soon. Ciao.